Welcome to lesson 1. So lesson 1 is going to be looking at puppy biting, and we're going to be looking at why they bite. So it's a really common problem, and it can be really a pain for owners. It can be a really difficult thing for them to try and work through. So we want to be looking at how they can work through this and the reasons why puppies are biting. So initially, puppies will start to bite when they're in the litter. So we've got what can be classified as the canine socialisation period, and this usually occurs between weeks 2 to 7. And it's where puppies are starting to learn around canines and canine body language and how to interact. And what they'll do is they'll bite their brothers and sisters as part of play. They've got quite sharp teeth, so some puppies when they bite will cause them to yelp, and they usually cause them to walk away. So not only is it the yelping, but it's also the stopping of that interaction which stops the biting from occurring. So it's really interesting to watch a group of puppies and how they play, and how they bite each other and how they start to learn a little bit of bite inhibition. So bite inhibition is starting to learn how hard they can bite and what stops the playing and what stops the interaction. Puppies that have not been brought up with a litter, so puppies that if you've only got a single puppy or you've got puppies that have been hand reared, they sometimes can have an issue with bite inhibition and with biting because they've never had this feedback from their litter mates about how hard to bite and how hard is not appropriate. So it can be really important that we make sure we try and teach these puppies really well if they haven't been able to learn from their litter mates. So we also want to look at what puppies are doing when they come into our homes. So we take them away from their litter, and that biting then transfers onto us. So they start to bite us instead of biting the other puppies. And obviously we've got quite soft skin and they've got very needle sharp razor teeth. So you can get lots and lots of scratches, and it can hurt quite a lot when they do get hold of us. So it's really important we know how to deal with this. We do get puppies that bite because of breed specific traits as well. So we get some puppies that bite because it's fun, they like to grab and they like to tug. So some of them, they start biting and tugging because they get an outlet of it that way. So what are the reasons that puppies bite? So there are tons of reasons. So they could be bored and they're looking for a game, or they're looking for something to do, so they decide to bite onto us. They could be really hungry. So hungry puppies tend to snatch at lots of different things, and that could drive a biting kind of behaviour as well. They could be attention seeking. So they might learn that biting is the only way to be able to get attention from us. So they run up and they try and bite us because they know that they'll get some sort of interaction from us. It could be exploratory. So they're coming up and they're trying to feel with their mouths. They haven't got hands, so they're feeling with their mouths what is appropriate and what isn't appropriate to bite. It also could be, as already discussed, a breed outlet as well. So you get some breeds that like to grab and tug. You get some breeds that are very mouthy, so they just like to have things in their mouth. So a lot of the gun dog breeds are very mouthy and they like the feeling of something in their mouth. It could be a way of asking us to play. So it might be that it's a way that they think is appropriate to play with us is by biting us. They might be overstimulated and over-aroused, so there's been too much going on and so they go into this type of behaviour. They might be overtired, so this is a really important one to look out for with lots of puppies. Puppies get tired quite quickly, and when they're tired they become fractious and they start to bite us more, a lot like tired toddlers. So it's really important that we can identify if they're tired. The biting can be directed at us, or it can be directed at other dogs. We tend to get the brunt of it more, but that tends to be because we spend more time with them. And we want to be protecting, if we have got resident dogs that are already there, we want to make sure the puppy is not being too annoying and not biting them too hard, because some dogs can be very patient with puppies, and we want to make sure we're there to intervene if we need to. A lot of people ask me if their puppy's being aggressive. So I get a lot of people say, I've got an aggressive puppy, they keep launching at me and they keep biting me and it really hurts and I'm worried about them. So most puppies, most normal well-adjusted puppies are not biting through aggression, they're biting through play or one of the reasons we've gone through. However, if you do think it's aggressive, it's really important you get help with this. So aggressive would be if they're biting over guarding a bone or a resource, or if they're being very stiff, or if they're showing any other kind of body language related to anxiety or stress. So they're much more likely to be stiff, they're not going to be waggy-tailed, they're not going to look like they're having fun and nice soft body language. It'll be very, very stiff. They'll be giving you a hard stare, and there'll be lots of other body language they'll be showing you. If you do think there is aggression, it's really important you get a professional to come in and help you, because if they're showing aggression at a young age, it's really important you catch it now. So it's important you do this. One reason that they're not biting is to do with dominance. So a lot of people say, oh, my puppy's biting, they're trying to get to the leader of the pack, they're trying to dominate me, they're trying to dominate my child, they're trying to work out their place in the pack. Most puppies are not bothered about that at all. All they want is those reasons that I've given you. So I wouldn't worry about you worrying that if they bite you, they're trying to be dominant. I would worry more about trying to teach them the right way to interact. They tend to go for young children because they're fun to bite, because they run around and they squeal and they chase, and it's fun for the puppy to do it. Again, they're not trying to get one over on them, they're not trying to be alpha on them, they're just biting them because it's fun to do and it's a learned behaviour as well. If you would like to learn some more about dominance and pack theory and about why we don't necessarily need to use that, then Tony Shelbourne has done a crash course on this, which you should be able to find as part of the Dog Training College crash courses.